Good morning, good evening, good day, good night, on what is a very solemn Monday. Mondays are usually a day of new beginnings, in which we officially start our foreseeable days anew. But this Monday has brought to an end what has largely been a weekend of mourning for motorsports fans around the world, as we learned of the death of the legendary Murray Walker. I've spent a long time thinking of what I can say about a man of such stature, held in the highest regard by so many. A man with the perfect amount of charisma, of talent, of pleasantries, of humor, of sarcasm, and of passion. The voice of Formula One would have been better off as the voice of the world, because then everyone would listen, as they had done for so many years. Of all there is to say, and of all that has been left unsaid, I can only say thank you for bringing joy to billions, invoking passion in millions, and inspiring at least one thousands of miles away from where you were. From the heart of one, echoing the thoughts of many, I say thank you, Murray Walker. Today, we will have a moment of silence before the qualifying to honor such a legendary, peaceful, humble, wonderful presence that we've had in Formula One. It is a day of remembrance, a day of honor, but not a day of mourning. And me and Oliver will carry on Murray Walker's memory as he would have wanted the world to do. Oliver, how are you?
Oh, man. The moment I heard the news, straight after testing, that Murray Walker had passed away at the age of 97, it's one of those that you can't describe the feeling that came. Murray Walker was one of the guys that he was unbelievably inspiring with his commentary, unbelievable with his passion. I mean, the moments he called in Formula One with Nigel Mansell going side by side, Senna and Prost. Murray Walker is one of those people that you just care, and an inspiring figure to what Formula One was today. Yes, you have your David Crofts, your Martin Brundles, your Ben Edwards. Even NASCAR, you have your famous commentators as well, but no one will ever come close to what Murray Walker has done, and Murray Walker for what he did. Yeah. Rest in peace, Murray. I know he's smiling down on all of us. Doing what he does best, his commentary. He's going to be joining Niki Lauda, Jules Bianchi, doing his Heather Grand Prix as you do. But yeah, it's so sad we lost Murray Walker. 97, he lived an extraordinary good life. I mean, it's one of those.
And it was brought to my attention. I have not checked this. It was just recently brought to my attention, so correct me if I'm wrong. But at the age of 97, when he died, that was the same points total that Damon Hill had when he won the championship. That was told to me. I have not got a chance to actually verify that. But if that is the case, that is very much a wonderful sort of.
I mean, who cannot remember? Who can't forget those lines that Murray Walker said with Dean Hill on that championship? I've got to stop because I got a lump in my throat. That was one of the most memorable lines in that 1996 season that he did. That was unbelievable.
And, you know, Murray Walker, it was a bit of a family connection from what I understand, because he was able to commentate on Damon Hill's father's career, Graham Hill. And so then he was able to commentate also on Graham's son, Damon. So it was, you know, not just a professional moment for Murray, it was a personal moment as well.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's one of those that it's unbelievable. But we continue on with Formula One as we do. Need for Speed is going around on the lap on his soft tyres. Welcome to Speed Force Racing, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the show. It's quite somber Monday, as we all know, but we are got to push on. So, in terms of the championship, Tim, I mean, what a close championship we've got right now here at GP4. It's staggering in the point standings, isn't it?
That it is. Now, let's just talk about this here for a minute. Sonicok is still leading the points with 103 points. Pretty good total, right? In second place, we have Gamey Picks. His total is 102 points. In third, we have Kara with 101 points. Fourth, 99 points, belongs to Energy Dan. And then Shadow Lancer in fifth with 96. The entire top five is separated by 7 points.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that's crazy.
It is insane. And could you imagine if this was the final race? We're not quite halfway through the season just yet, but if this was the final race, what kind of madness would we be seeing in Abu Dhabi?
Oh, we'll be going crazy, aren't we? I mean, that unbelievable right now what GP4 is doing right now. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable scenes that we saw. It's unreal. Unreal. But I can't see what happens. Liverpool FC Pros run across the line in the McLaren. Let's see how we do. Let's see how my brother does. He has been practicing all week for this event, and it's going to pay up for him for a 129.4. Puts him to second place right now. Good luck for my brother there. The drivers are all running black helmets and forwards. There's Simo and figure Simo and Lewis going racing at the moment towards the line. I think that's Lewis completing his lap right now. Got held up a little bit by Simo, but looks like she's doing okay. Tomorrow, Tim, fun enough for Murray Walker, I'll be running the black helmet, but also I want to announce that I'm going to be running the number 97 as a one-off on my Ferrari. So just a little. That's my tribute to Murray. What I'm going to do, I'm going to run the number 97 in the black helmet for tomorrow's race to pay tribute to him.
That is a wonderful tribute, Oliver. That is just that's very touching. And you know, you mentioned the black helmet. We do have a few drivers in the field today with black helmets. Simo, as you can see, as she's on her flying lap right now, she is one of the drivers with the black helmet. You'll be seeing the black helmets throughout the week in honor of Murray Walker. That was an optional gesture that we presented to the drivers that obviously some of them have decided to go forth with, because there's not a lot you can say about the man because he was so legendary, but these small gestures can really show how much he was appreciated. And we've actually
you're right. I mean, he's one of those, of all the competitors that we have here in Formula One, it's not just Formula One in general, but throughout the entire world in motorsport. I mean, like MotoGP, Formula E, rallying, rallycross, NASCAR, as Simo crosses the line to go 16th. He's the most inspiring person in motorsport, bar none. The most inspiring commentator in motorsport, bar none. No one can touch his persona, his passion for the sport. It's unreal.
he is what we aspire to be, and we never can be. But if we can just be mentioned in a positive light, with him, then in a way that's enough. And it's so sad to have to, talk about it, but you got to remember, he got to do so much in his life that he is probably not sad at all.
Oh!
And yeah, Shadowlancer actually had a big lock up there. So I guess we're going to have to change our tune just a little bit and talk about this qualifying session. Kara is the fastest, a 128.9. Shadowlancer having a big lock up there. He has not yet set a lap. Just over 8 minutes remaining, so it's not a lot of time for him to get out there, but he might be able to make 3 laps if he's really quick about it.
You got to remember, Shadowlancer is running in 5th in the standings, and he is hasn't got his first win yet in SFR yet. Smoke done it last week with an absolutely sensational performance last week in Canada. Let's see what. Hopefully that happens to Shadowlancer today. Hopefully he can get his first win. I really hope he does.
And consistency is key when it comes to a championship battle. Switching gears here for just a minute, there was a legendary driver, you may or may not have heard of him, Lee Petty in NASCAR. He is Richard Petty's father. His name was Mr. Consistency because he finished approximately 90% of the races that he actually entered in. And he won 3 championships, 54 races in his career. Never once ran an entire full season, but he was so consistent and so good that he was able to still become the sport's first king, as I quote. And he was just so consistent that he was able to get 3 championships. So Shadowlancer can win this championship without winning a race. He still wants to win a race, but as long as he can stay finishing in the points, get some podiums, he can have a good run.
And also, as well, Shadowlancer, he's got to try to be Mr. Consistent, like what you said, in who that person is in NASCAR. So hopefully that can actually transfer to Shadowlancer to be very consistent. Because winning the championship, it does involve victories, but sometimes it doesn't, because consistency is the biggest key in motorsport. Any all types of motorsport that you go into, it's always about consistency. If you get that consistency, you're going to get a run going. Once you get a run going, momentum comes up. And once your momentum goes up, your confidence goes up. That's what Shadowlancer is doing right now.
Now, not the best of qualifying runs, of course, for him with a 132.419. However, we are watching the other AlphaTauri driver of, get this, Mauser. As Energy Dan is not able to be with us here today, so he is having to have Mauser fill in for him as a substitute.
Yeah, because Dan's not here due to his family reasons of his newborn child, his newborn daughter, his new baby girl. Congratulations to Energy Dan. But, of course, Tim, family life does come first. But if you want to talk about consistency, Tim, we have to talk about one of the most consistent drivers here in SFR, and that's Gamey Things. Gamey Things, you got to remember, Tim, last season he's always Mr. Consistent. He's doing it again today.
And Gamey Things, we say it week in and week out. He's the kind of driver that really doesn't do a lot during the race. There's always going to be moments where you have contact with other drivers or where you're kind of caught up in a battle. But he normally doesn't do a whole lot during the race, and then he's just there at the end, either in a podium position or just outside of it, scoring in the points. But when we look at his stats here, he does not have an official win in this season. He did cross the line first in the Australian Grand Prix, but a time penalty knocked him down to second place. So he has not yet won a race, and he is flirting with the points lead at the moment. So that just goes to show.
Look at Kara, man. 28.5 from Kara, 5/10 faster than anyone else, and the only guy to be in the 28s at the moment. Really, really good stuff here for Kara. He's really in form right now, isn't he? He's really got that momentum swing. Have you got that win in, was it Holland, wasn't it?
Actually, Kara, he has a few wins on the season. Taking a look at it, he actually won 3 races in a row he won 2 races in a row from Netherlands to Spain. So Kara has 2 wins on the season, and actually that's it. He doesn't even have a podium except for those 2 wins, but he is third in the points with 101 points total to his name. So he's doing pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah. So I got a lovely comment here from Susan Reagan. This is from Smoke's mother. This is such a fantastic comment, and you're going to listen to this, right? He says, do Mr. Walker proud, displaying your love and enthusiasm for raising as you do for every week. You two are brilliant. Love listening in, she says. Unbelievable. What a comment. Thank you so much, Susan.
Thank you very much, Susan. We will do our best to make Murray proud. I wish he could be here to listen for himself, but unfortunately he can't, so we'll just carry on his memory.
Speaking of Smoke, actually, he's on his outlaps. Let's have a look at Smoke. Last week's race winner. Let's see what he does, Tim. On the medium tyres, let's talk about the tyres actually today, Tim, because I did a practice session 2 times in France, and I have done I started on the softs first. He's invalidated his lap, so unfortunately it's not going to happen. So I've done like 7 or 8 laps, tried to on the softs, and then I did another but trying to do that the 2-stop, and the 2-stop never worked for me. So I did another practice session with the boys, and I did a 1-stop strategy on hard to mediums. And I found out hard to mediums is a lot more faster than doing a 2-stop. Because I'm not joking, Tim, the pit lane here in France is unbelievably slow and unbelievably long. You're losing like a good 30 seconds almost in that pit lane. It's unbelievable what a 2-stop could do for you. Not 2-stop, a 1-stop, sorry.
So you anticipate a 1-stop strategy here today?
I would say a 1-stop would be the best way to go. I would say hard to soft, hard to mediums, mediums to hard, soft to hards, what have you. 1-stop will be the winning ticket today. 2 stops would be too much, because 1, you're losing track position, and 2, you're losing so much time because of the slowness of the pit lane.
And that's something we really haven't talked about, is this pit entry is incredibly strange as we ride on board with Smoke as he does dive down into the pits. And it's going to be very easy to make a mistake going in there, and you have to be careful to not hit that wall, otherwise, well, guess what? Your day is done. It's so tight and so narrow that you have to get that entry almost perfect just to be able to ensure that, hey, okay, I'm going to have a good pit stop and then I'm going to have a good race. So that's going to be something that's going to really cause the drivers a lot of nerves today.
His teammates on the lap, then Liverpool FC Pro line in 2nd place. I mean, he's on the lap. Let's see how he gets on.
And Liverpool FC Pro, this is so far his best qualifying performance of his SFR career. He, of course, only joined us in GP4 this season.
This is his debut season. He's a big McLaren fan, big Lando Norris fan. So let's see how this McLaren driver will do. I mean, speaking of McLaren, Tim, are you impressed with them in testing? Unbelievable stuff from the McLaren team at the moment.
Admittedly, I did not watch testing. I'm not sure if it was broadcasted over here in America, sadly. So I have a lot of catching up to do.
It was broadcasted here in England, yeah. It was on Sky Sports.
Yeah, you see, we don't have Sky Sports over here in America, so unfortunately I missed it. I got to watch like 5 minutes of a live stream on YouTube, but that was it. I saw, I think, Sebastian Vettel, who's my driver, out there, and then he pulled into the pits, and I'm like, whatever, I don't want to watch it anymore. I'll just wait for Bahrain in a couple weeks.
But yeah, see how Liverpool FC Pro could do. He's got Stocksy 9 in front of him, so hopefully that's not going to hinder him. Stocksy 9 gets out of the way wisely. Hopefully that didn't hinder him too much. It's been a solid lap for Liverpool FC Pro. Here comes my brother down towards the main straight. And he'll still 20.1. He's improved there, but almost improved. A 10 slower than his fastest time. Real good stuff here from my brother here today. So Gaming Peak's on the lap.
And of course, Sonic Hawk just completed a lap, a 129.386. He was all the way down in 16th prior to that lap.
And look what tires he's on as well.
Yeah,
that's going to really help him out.
So Sonic Hawk looks like he's going for that reverse strategy, but, let's go back on the tire wear for just a moment. Do you think that it's going to be feasible at all for him to do a medium to soft strategy, or is that just not going to happen?
I think if the drivers can know how to manage the tires correctly and know how to do it properly, the soft tires, they can really do what they can and they can do. It's just get that distance to eke out towards the medium tire or a hard tire. If you drive like aggressively, which I am, I'm a very aggressive driver in GP3. you're only going to burn them out to literally just take advantage of the grip level, because the grip level right here on the soft tyres, they can last 5 laps, and then you got 2 extra laps of pretty much dead tyres. Gaming Things puts itself into third. Hello, Liverpool FC Pro. Titan has spun in sector 3, so his qualifying is done. Simo has been disqualified for being for going the wrong way. Unfortunate death for Simo there.
And that's probably a deal to where she spun out and tried to correct the car, but for whatever reason wasn't able to get it turned around at the appropriate time that the game deems, because we've seen it many times. A driver will spin out at the entry or exit of pit lane and they'll try to get it going again, but they're disqualified.
Oh my goodness, we just missed him. Look at Stocksy 9 and Cara, my word! Look at the time difference, my word! 1,000's in it!
Wow! So 128.581 for Stocksy 9, of course the winner of the Monaco Grand Prix, and then Cara in second place with a 128.582, and that's what you see here is what you're going to get. Qualifying is officially over, so everyone has completed their lap. Stocksy 9 at the last minute, the last second, the last thousandth of a second rather, is able to pull off the pole position.
And Liverpool FC Pro gets third. Well done to my brother there. His best qualifying of the season. Congratulations to Luke. The G-Man gets fourth. Gaming Things is up there in fifth, so watch out for Gaming Things. He's always thereabouts.
And here's one thing that they're saying in the comments, Oliver. There's supposed to be rain partway through the race. But before that, we got to let you know what the running order is. Stocksy 9 officially getting the pole. Cara in second. Third is Liverpool FC Pro. G-Man in fourth. Gaming Things in fifth. Otaku Logan in sixth. Seventh is Titan Mauser. Sonicock in eighth. Ninth is VXI. Podge Racing in 10th. Snailwagon 11th. Bossy Gaming in 12th. Lewis in 13th. The Bear in 14th. Shadowlancer in 15th. Proliver in 16th. 17th is Smoke. Gizlodian in 18th. 19th Need for Speed. And then Simo in 20th after the unfortunate disqualification.
So, prediction time, anyone? It is prediction time. So, but the depends is, what is this rain going to be like? Is it going to be high-intensity rain? Or is it going to be like this rain, Tim, where you had to start on the dry tyres, which sort of makes no sense in this game, obviously?
You know, my prediction, I'm going to go with a very easy choice, but I'm just going to say that I'm going with what we already see. In any particular order, the podium is going to be Stocksy 9, Cara, and Liverpool FC Pro.
Yeah. You see, thinking my brother's going to get his first podium ever.
I do. He has improved a lot since he first started racing in GP4, and today is his best qualifying performance of the season so far. I think that it could be a very good day for him.
I'm thinking Sonic Hawk will start. I think Sonic Hawk for the win. I'm thinking Smoke. Gamey Things.
Well, look at that sky, though, Oliver. It is so very dark, so it might come down to who's the better driver in the wet.
You know what Martin Brundle usually says, don't you, Tim? Being on the right tyres at the right time. That's the major key to winning this race.
And we're going to wait and see who has that key to victory lane, who has the key to the top spot of that podium, which all 20 drivers are going to be racing for, but only one can achieve. Championship standings are on the line, but a race win is on the line as well. And you got to figure out, which do you care about more? Do you care about your point standings, or do you care about winning this race? Because that determines how much risk you're going to take.
To be honest, Tim, it requires both. To be honest with you, it just requires both. You want the victory, but then you want the points for that consistency in the standings. But that's the winning ticket for today.
And it's very interesting, honestly, to see how, different drivers really approach that. Because some drivers, they're out there just race by race. Then other drivers, they're out there just trying to win, and that's all they care about. In fact, my favorite NASCAR driver of Jeff Gordon once said that he never worried about statistics. He only worried about winning races and running well, and he figured that statistics would take care of themselves. So there's a lot of different attitudes. Yes, it is.
I'm very interested by the tyres that none of the drivers have gone for the hard tyres. Very interesting there.
Now, we actually did see this earlier on in the season, Oliver, to where the drivers started on dry tires even though it was raining, so they probably didn't have the option to fit their wet tires on there. But if you have not noticed yet, you can see that the rain is starting to come down.
Is it happening on the cars already?
It is.
Oh, it is? Huh. So this is going to be a sprint to the pits, I would say, Tim.
More than likely, but again, you have to have that option to be able to fit those wet weather tires or the intermediate tires, whatever you need to put on there. And
it'll be inters all day long, yeah.
Yeah, at this moment, I would definitely say inters. However, I do wonder if it's going to get intense enough to have wet weather tires.
Well, right now it's bow dry first, but the rain is starting to dribble down slowly. So, right now it's going to start as a dry track, but once that rain progresses, it's going to turn damp, and if it's going to get heavier, it's going to be turned into a monsoon swimming pool track. So, it's all down to driver's foot control, and the driver's brake control, and all steering inputs. It's all about the right, left, and your arms to see how you control the car in every way, shape, or form. Car control will be the winning ticket for this race.
And the driver's just now approaching the front straightaway. How nervous do you think they are, seeing that it's raining now?
I don't think they'll be nervous. I think they'll be planning this right now in my mind to say when's it going to happen, when's it fully going to come down and that. I think the drivers going to pretty good much all in their heads as Simo's lines a car on the back row of the grid. Tim, they're all yours.
And today is a race for Murray Walker. So in his honor, I will call it like he would. 1 light, 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. And it's go, go, go as Stocksy 9 sprints away. Cara in second place, trying to get underneath. There's already some contact in the back of Racing Point, and AlphaTauri were 3 wide going into turn number 1. G-Man in the Williams there, trying to get close to the Renault. He bumps the Renault of Cara. A few drivers off track. It is wet weather mayhem around the French Grand Prix.
Good start there for Racing Point, making good positions at the start. Very good. Oh, I say that Racing Point has made contact with the Renault of looks like Bossy Gaming. So right now, not a good start there for Racing Point. But right now, Stocksy 9 leads from Car and G-Man. And G-Man goes all out of shape. He's now on the back of of Car. They're going enormous wheel to wheel towards the heavy braking zone on the chicane. And looks like Cara has got it under control.
These tires seem to have a decent amount of grip in them now, but it's not going to last long as G-Man goes around the outside of Cara. They're side by side. This is for second place. G-Man makes the move, but does he clear him? No, he does not. Cara is still there in the Renault, on board with Cara, and he's trying to fight back. He can. He has to concede the position. G-Man up to second, chasing down Stocksy 9. Liverpool FC Pro in fourth, trying to chase down Cara now. That is Cara's car from last year that is now in his rearview mirror.
Good, I'd say now, Stocksy 9 is going to be enjoying this, and since there's a lot of fighting, this is going to provide a major gap in him. As you can see, the weather is starting to come down now. So right now, it's all down to the drivers of when are they going to stop for those intermediate tyres. And look, driver now, as they're putting progress a little bit out of shape. Well, I didn't see it. What's up, bro?
Titan Mouser in the AlphaTauri rather got very loose out of the final corner, almost hit another car.
Liverpool FC Pro in the back of the car, it's him.
On board with Liverpool FC Pro, he's looking on the inside, can't do anything with it. Cara has a better line through there and pulls away from the McLaren. Cara gets just a little bit out of shape, has a moment in the back end. Oh, and Liverpool FC Pro now. He's into the runoff area. No damage, though. He can continue, but that has got to be unfortunate, and he is going to have to pit for wet weather tires, or intermediates, rather, at the very least. There's contact between Liverpool FC Pro and the Alfa Romeo of Oliver. Still no wing damage, that I can tell, but there was definitely contact between those two cars.
Oh, Liverpool FC Pro be gutted about that as Bossy Gamer goes down the inside on Snellweg, but no can do there. Sonical in fourth place right now, making those medium tires working in his absolute favour. Remember, the soft tires were only going to last around probably four to 5 laps. So right now, these drivers are making the most of these soft tires as they can before those medium tires will start to take effect. But it depends on this weather and see what it's actually going to work out in their favour.
And Titan Mouse are having a good battle with Otaku Logan, who has found his way into the 6th position. So Otaku Logan, a driver who at the earlier part of the season was really just struggling for points, is now
Liverpool
in 6th.
SC Pro is spun again.
Definitely the weather getting the better of him there. A few drivers already starting to blink. We got BXI in the pits. We got Bossy Gaming in the pits, it looks like. So we got a few drivers into the pits now, probably going for those intermediate tires. We'll see how it does for them. Surprised that more drivers haven't decided to pit. Stoxy 9 seems to be okay so far. G-Man, Kara, Sonicok, Otaku Logan, your top 5, all of them on dry weather tires. And now Titan Mouse are getting ever so much closer to Otaku Logan, but it looks like the Mercedes is just a little bit better than the Alfa Tauri here.
So right now, gaming things all over the show. Look at it. Oh, he's having a little look at Titan Mouse right now. He's having a little sneaky look. That Racing Point is getting a little bit interested right now. Can he make it work? No, not yet. But looks like, look at this. GP4 has gone to the Inters already. I think Liverpool SC Pro has gone out on the soft by accident. Liverpool SC Pro has gone on the soft by accident.
But it says he's got 2 laps on the tires, Oliver. Has he even pitted?
I think he missed the pit lane.
Now that is a shame. Liverpool FC Pro, the best qualifying performance of the season, now having to deal with the recovery effort after getting caught out in the rain.
Look at the top 3, Tim. The top 3 are starting to get into a little bit of a scrap. Stockton 9, G-Man and Kara are very close together.
So this is starting to shape up to be a pretty decent battle for the lead. However, they are still going to have to pit for the intermediate tires eventually. So I think that that's going to be bringing an end to it. And there they go, all 3 of them. But hey, we might have a battle coming out of the pits. So let's see what Stoxy 9, G-Man, and Kara can do, as Stoxy 9 got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Liverpool SC Pro has left the session. Be prepared, Tim, because I might be going if he's left and his internet's conked out.
Oh,
just
boy.
Be prepared.
So we have to deal with that, and now Kara serving what might have been a time penalty. I know Stoxy 9 got a time penalty. Not sure about Kara. These drivers coming out of the pits, though, really a big stack up there. So now Stoxy 9 is away.
Who jumps through in the pits? Look at VXI up there, Tim. He's jumped in almost everyone. He's gone into 3rd. Really good job here by VXI, jumping nearly almost everyone in the stops.
And he pitted a lap earlier for the intermediate tires, and that just goes to show how strong they are when you have the correct tire on your car. You cannot fault Stoxy 9, G-Man, Kara, all those drivers for staying out an extra lap, especially if they thought that the car had enough grip. But the nature of rain is it just keeps pouring down, and the more it pours down, the wetter that track surface is going to be, and the more difficult those soft tires are going to have for holding up and giving you grip. So definitely a good call from BXI to get the intermediate tires a lap earlier and jump everybody to get into the 3rd position, and now chasing down his teammate of G-Man in the Williams.
This is a good opening start to the race by Williams right here. This is really good stuff for them. 2nd and 3rd at the moment. Stoxy 9 leading the race at the moment. His teammate Need for Speed's in the pit lane in 20th place right now. So right now, it's a testament of will right now. Who's going to get who? We got a spinner. That's Kara! Kara's gone off, Tim! Mr. Consistent, Mr. Informer's gone off.
Unfortunate for Kara there. He is able to regroup and recover. No wing damage that I can see, so it could have been a lot worse. But going back to the battle with VXI, let's take a look at who is now on his rear end. It is the boss man, the manager, Sonicok, using the bump and run, a short track from America. That's the kind of move that we see over here, and he made the move into 3rd place with his nose.
I tell you that now, Sonic Hawk, he's had enough of his little bad run of form recently. Looks like this is the Sonic Hawk of all team. He wants his championship title back in track and back in his favor.
And Sonic Hawk leading the championship standings going into this race by only 1 point. And he can't even rest after that, because he's leading 3rd place by 2 points. He's leading 4th place by 4 points. Sonic Hawk knows that this battle is close and that he's going to have to be consistent, that he's going to have a good run here and continue to have good runs. He's had a little bit of a rough go of things, having low points finishes and even a couple DNFs. But now Sonic Hawk knows that now's the time.
We got a fight
here.
here. Snellweg and Gaming Things having a little fight.
Snellweg, last year's champion, versus Gamey Things, who has not yet had a win on the season. Side by side through this little chicane, will ride on board with Snellweg as Gamey Things gets the momentum on the outside and is able to clear Snellweg out of that corner. So now the Red Bull is going to have to regroup, use that slipstream because there is no DRS, and try to close the gap.
So right now, advantage stock C9 at the moment, but this is Le Castellet, this is Paul Ricard. This is going to be very interesting how this works. Alpha, we also got a new, speaking of new things, Tim, we got Lewis out! Virtual safety car.
Riding on board with Gizlody and trying to find where Lewis's car is. Cannot see what has happened. Did you see what happened?
He must have gone off somewhere. He's gone off on the right-hand side. Just seen him. Way, way far right-hand side of the track.
Oh my goodness, and then Podge Racing got very loose. And he went onto the runoff area. I think he might have some wing damage. No, he does not. My correction there. So there is no wing damage for the Ferrari. He spun. He didn't hit anything, but I almost wondered if the wing damage caused him to spin. But he's still having a rough go of it. But looks like he's now starting to get back in form. Hopefully, anyway, for his sake. Podge Racing definitely a driver who's had the worst luck this season, and I think that's about all that we feel comfortable talking about at this point.
I was about to say, Tim, speaking of new things, we got a new driver of the day system, haven't we, Tim?
That we do. So our job as commentators is to choose about 4 different drivers, 3 or 4 drivers throughout the race that we would consider to be a good candidate for drivers of the day. And then we have to vote on Twitter who we really think is going to get that title. Now,
or you guys as well. You can vote as well on Twitter.
Yes, they can. It is Speed Force Racing's Twitter. Oliver, I'm going to let you handle that because I don't do social media, so I've never actually been to the page.
Funny enough, but I don't know social media's Twitter page.
Well, then, if you have any questions, just talk to this guy right here, Shadowlancer. He actually does run the social media pages for the league, and he's done a fantastic job of it so far from what I have seen. So, if you have any questions that we cannot answer, go ahead and shoot Shadowlancer a message after the race, and he'll be more than happy to help you out. Or Sonic Hawk, for that matter. He is the boss of the league.
So, right now, the weather is deteriorating, so it looks like it's getting heavier. Gaming Things right now, trying to control the car in its conditions. He's all over the back of Otaku Logan, side by side, almost into the penultimate corners. No, Otaku Logan, the Scotsman, doing really well at the moment.
So Otaku Logan just trying to keep Gaming Things behind him, and when you're racing in the rain like this, you're not just worrying about other drivers. You're also you have a handful inside that race car. I mean, sure, you have intermediate tires. You have tires that are designed to drive in the rain. But that doesn't mean that you're going to have grip like it's a dry track. You know, you have everything but grip around this circuit when you have to drive in the rain. So, Gaming Things, Otaku Logan, being able to fight, not hit each other, and still keep their cars pointed the right direction is nothing short of just skill and good driving. And now Snellweg is able to join this battle, throwing his hat into the ring. But as we ride on board with Snellweg, take a look at this. You really cannot see a lot when it's raining this hard and you're running behind a car. So you're doing a lot of guessing as well.
True. So right now, Gaming Things closing slowly on the Takaloga. But you're right, the spray of these cars is just horrendous. And having rain in front is one bad thing. Actually, before I say this, Ted, you can take this battle if you want.
Well, we got Gaming Things and Otaku Logan. It's really just been the same battle that's been going on, and it's like Otaku Logan, he's very good at defending, it seems like. Gaming Things can close the gap, but he can't quite get around him. If this was a dry racetrack and we had DRS, this would be a much, much different story. I'd say that Gaming Things may have already got around Otaku Logan.
I think we've got a battle to... look at this, we've got the battle for the lead here. G-Man has finally closed out the stocks in under Sonic Hawk right behind him as well. Then look at this, the both of the leaders are in the pit, so Sonic Hawk is going to take the lead of the race.
And do they go on wet weather tires? That is what I want to know. It does not make sense to pit for another set of intermediates.
I'll keep an eye on this right now. Let's have a look what they're going to do.
So Sonicok inherits the lead of the race after having only 4 laps on those intermediate tires. VXI just behind him, 1.8 seconds. Sonicok is really flying, and look at that. Otaku Logan.
It's full wets.
Yes, full wets for a lot of drivers. Otaku Logan, Snellweg, Mauser, G-Man. The list just goes on and on and on as the drivers have pitted and are now coming out of the pits. So now they're trying to do the undercut strategy that we were praising VXI for. So now VXI might be the one that gets caught out on a bad pit call because he stayed out that extra lap on the intermediates, and the rain just keeps getting heavier and heavier, Oliver. Look at that, in just the past 30 seconds even.
It's turned into a monsoon, and look at the track, Tim. I'm not joking, France in full wet conditions is not easy because you cannot see the lines anywhere. You literally got to follow that little dark black racing line, as you can see there. You had to stay within those lines. Go out on those lines in corners, you're in for a massive load of trouble.
And I'm sure that a lot of these drivers do very much prefer to be on those wet weather tires at the moment. I'd say that it almost feels like a dry racetrack, at least compared to what they were doing
right now, Tim. He is struggling at the moment. Look at him. He's trying to find grip, but it's too wet for Inters.
He's still doing a good job, though, closing the gap on Sonicok. He's made up about 0.8 of a second. It looks like Sonicok has really backed off as well, so I anticipate that both of these drivers are going to be diving down into the pits this time, and there they go, Sonicok and VXI both. But you're right, Oliver. VXI is dancing with that car, trying to find grip.
So who pitted first? Was it? It was the G-Man who's pitted first for wets. So the G-Man. Who was he fighting for the lead? I'm trying to think. It was Stocksy 9. Yes, it was. So Stocksy got held up in the stops because he had a 5-second penalty. So G-Man is going to be taking the lead of this race.
So
did Bossy Gaming stay out?
Yes,
Bossy
he did.
Gaming stayed out. Wow.
Bossy Gaming gambled, staying out on the intermediate tires, and that is a very big surprise because I noticed out of the final corner.
Oh, look at the side-by-side between J-Man and Sonical. Go on.
So G-Man, Sonicok, and now look at that, Mauser in the mix as well, and contact, Mauser on the, or VXI, excuse me. VXI on the back of Sonicok on the back of G-Man. Mauser is actually way back there, 2.6 seconds, my mistake there. But Sonicok now starting to get a run on G-Man. And oh my goodness, Sonicok just shot out of there like a speeding bullet. And now we've got VXI trying to go underneath of Sonicok. He's going to try to outbrake him, but there's not a lot of outbraking you can do in this kind of weather. And there's contact, Sonicok is off, and now it is done for Sonicok. The only thing wrong with that car is that it does not have a left front tire. Unfortunate for Sonicok, he is done for the day.
So Gaming Things, right now, he could be our new championship leader. He will be the new championship leader coming out of this race.
I think
if there's no returns for him, of course.
Yeah, exactly. If he does not retire, then he may very well be the championship leader once we end this race. So Sonicok, a terrible end to what could have been a very good day, and there was so much spray, Oliver. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I just saw him go off the track, and then his left front wheel was gone.
Well, I don't know what happened there. Did he make contact with the G-Man? I don't know. I'm a little bit perplexed.
And now Podge Racing is out as well, so both Ferraris are out. What happened to Podge? That must have brought out the virtual safety car.
Yeah, Sonical's car brought out the virtual safety car, but then I don't know what happened to Racing Podge. I really have no clue. He must have spun off somewhere. I do not know, but Williams on 1 and 2. Wow, well done to Williams there.
And the virtual safety car came out at a pretty good time for Bossy Gaming. He didn't lose as many positions because he did have to pit for the wet weather tires. He rejoins this race in 8th, but currently watching the battle between Snellway Gaming and Otaku Logan.
I'm on board with Snellway. Look at the spray, Tim. It's unbelievably... You can't even hardly see Rick Gaming Fix's car.
I can't even see the racing service at this point. I'm surprised that they're able to race in this at all. I mean, surely Snellweg is using Gaming Things as a guide. Gaming Things is using Otaku Logan as a guide. And then Otaku Logan is just out there just trying to find the racing surface for himself. Of course, he's got a little bit of a clearer view because of no spray, but now Gamey Things is trying to make a move on him, going on the inside, but cannot make that move on Otaku Logan, so he's going to have to continue to use him as a guide around this racetrack.
Fair play to these drivers, man, because this is really treacherous conditions. So right now, they're using every bit of wet driving skill they have driving these conditions in France, because the lines in France, they're pretty much invisible, let alone the spray. So right now, these drivers are doing all they can to keep it on the track.
Now, this does make for some pretty interesting battles, to say the least, doesn't it, Oliver? And, oh, look at this, Gamey Things getting another run on Otaku Logan.
I mean, this is just what it's all about, isn't it? Yes, you can have drive performances, but Otaku Logan gets a little bit out of shape. Bossy Gamey Things is doing all he can to get past his Merc, but doesn't seem to have it. But right now, yes, with the rain tip, it's a massive equalizer for other drivers, because right now it's not down to the pace of the car, but it's all about your driving skill. Your driving skill with the best, it will be the winning ticket. It's all about driving skill.
And I'm glad you said that, Oliver, because I was just about to say that Otaku Logan is like the wet weather menace around this race course. He's taking the higher line through these corners, and that is actually what is keeping Gamey Things behind him, because you got to think, you cannot just stomp the throttle like maybe you would be able to in dry conditions. But Otaku Logan, taking the outside line, is really able to keep Gamey Things behind him. But now Gamey trying to go underneath. But see, there you go. Otaku Logan on the outside, able to sail in front of him once more. He keeps the RPMs up just a little bit. He keeps the car moving just a little bit faster so that he doesn't have to get on the throttle quite as hard as Gamey Things on the inside trying to make a move. So that minimizes the risk for spinning the tires, minimizes the risk for spinning that car, and helping him keep that racing point behind him at all costs. Look at how he takes the higher line every single course, but now that might have been all he's got, because Gamey Things finally made the move around him, but Otaku Logan battles back hard, side by side, Mercedes versus Racing Point, and now Gamey Things does the crossover move, but Gamey Things is off track a little bit.
Look
just
at
a very little bit. Snellweg is in there now. Snellweg takes advantage, follows Gamey Things through. Otaku Logan, he held him off as long as he could, but now he cannot. He has to let them both by because he already did, and now Snellweg and Gamey Things can battle it out, and Otaku Logan has to chase them.
Unbelievable move for Gamey Things, man. He absolutely nailed it through that part of that section. Absolutely brilliant for Snellweg. Taking advantage of Otaku Logan and Gamey Things all together, and now Snellweg's on the back of Gamey Things. Unbelievable driving there for Snellweg. That's the driver who won the GP4 championship last season.
And he had a rough start to the season, but he is back in form here today. He's been back in form, actually, for quite a few weeks now. And this is the Snellweg that we're really used to seeing, is the driver that hangs around the top 5, fights for podiums, fights for wins, gets in the points, finishes. That is what we see from Snellweg. That's what we're used to. That's what we're seeing now. And Gamey Things is still just doing a tremendous job, I think, because now that he was able to clear Otaku Logan, he is actually pulling away from Snellweg. Snellweg's keeping him in his sights, but Gamey Things is really able to just pull away and have the pace in this wet weather.
So yeah, I will say, looks like Gamey Things looks like he's a better driver in the wet. Really good stuff in for Gamey Things. Doing a very, very, very good job at the moment to keep that racing point on the right lines, on the right traction zones. His racing right now is on point in that racing point. No pun intended.
And Snellweg having to pass, I believe, Need for Speed. Yes, that is, who is a lapped car.
So Stock C9, Tim, his teammate, is on the back of Titan.
Let's take a look at Stock C9. We're right on board with him, and really there's not a lot to see except rain, rain, and more rain. There's some guys in the comments saying that they think they saw salmon just jump around, and you know what? I think we've seen quite a few of them.
Well, it is the best weather. You can get a good racetrack for salmon. They'll love this sort of weather.
Interestingly enough, fishing in light rain is probably, I've heard anyway, the best time to go fishing. I fished once upon a time when I was very young, and then I stopped. So I'm by no means an expert, but that's what I always heard is fishing in light rain is actually very good because it's nice and cool, and the fish will kind of come to the surface trying to get what little bit of sun there is to warm themselves. However, it's not light rain today.
It's like a monsoon out there.
That it is. We're even starting to see some flooding patches on the racetrack. We look at the camera, we can't even tell where the racing surface ends and the runoff area begins if it wasn't for the colors, and sometimes you can't even see the colors. And Stocksy 9, still behind Mouser, can only see mist. He can't even see the colors of Alpha Tauri.
So, what's the penalty saying right now, Tim? What's the penalty saying? What's the penalty saying?
We got 9 seconds for VXI, 3 seconds for Stocksy 9, 3 for Otaku Logan, 6 for Bossy, 3 for Smoke, 3 for Gizlodian, and then 6 for Need for Speed.
So right now, VXI 9 seconds. Looks like it looks like P4 for him at the moment if he doesn't make a gap to Stocksy 9. And the gap is to the leader, if I just check this right. Actually, I might be wrong. He could be falling down to P6 if he's not careful. He's on braking distance between Snellweg and Otaku Logan. So right now, Snellweg could get another top 5 finish here today.
What I don't understand is where the 9 seconds of time penalties came from for VXI. I assume that he was corner cutting. You usually get about 3 seconds each time that you do that after your warnings. But I'm just surprised that he cut that many corners. But of course, maybe I shouldn't be, because it's so hard to keep your car going where you need it in this rain.
So what's the closest fight right now, Tim? I can see one. It's down the bottom.
Yeah, it looks like it's actually Gizlodian trying to gain on Simo there in the Mercedes. Of course, Stocksy 9 Gaming Things are still relatively close, along with Titan Mouser up there, but really not a lot of jostling around for positions. And
hang on. It's Bossy Game. Oh, Bossy Game and Otaku Logan side by side. Can they get the move done? It's side by side at the moment. And yes, Bossy Game's got Otaku Logan. Looks like Otaku Logan's now struggling.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Otaku Logan is all of a sudden struggling. I mean, he has slightly older tires than some of these guys, than Bossy Gaming, but only 2 laps. And that really, I don't think, would make that much of a difference in the wet. But Otaku Logan, who seemed to have so much pace, being able to keep Gaming Things behind him, is now starting to drop back.
Looks like to believe, I don't know what it is, but I don't know if I think it's alright or not. I think Otaku Logan's driving style in the wet. I think that could be the one issue. It could be a setup thing. I don't know. I really don't know. It's something to do with Otaku Logan. But here comes Simo and just loading down the back stretch. Simo going very defensive. She's going down on the inside. Just loading on the outside. Side by side they go. And now just only got the place done. No, Simo defended well. Fair play to her.
Simo, of course, our newest.
Oh!
And look at that. She gets a little bit loose and Gizlodian goes around her.
And now Snellweg's on the back of Gaming Things. It looks like Snellweg has caught Gaming Things.
On board with Snellweg. Both of them having a little bit of a small moment out of the exit of that corner there.
Looks like Snellweg is really pretty much back to his best now, Tim.
That he is. And he is fighting one of the best in the league of Gaming Things, who actually now has a communication issue.
He's lagged out. That's just going to give Snellweg an almighty chance to get past it. Wow.
And now
next target is Stocksy 9.
Yep, Snellweg setting his sights on that Haas machine of Stocksy 9. Stocksy 9, a very much improved driver this season, won Monaco, and now trying to win the French Grand Prix. Of course, running in 4th place. He's got quite a bit of climbing to do on after lap 15 of 27 laps around here. And he's got, I believe, 3 seconds worth of time penalties, as you can see there. So that's going to definitely affect him at the end of the race as well. But nonetheless, 4th place, a good run for him.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's right now, Gaming Things up for set for 4th. We don't know what the race still brings yet. Lap 15 now 27. Car and Smoke are getting a little closer to each other as the lagged Gaming Things gets passed by Bossy Gaming. So let's see what Smoke can do against Kara.
So Smoke and Kara battling it out. Kara, of course, the driver who almost had the pole position here today before Stocksy 9 beat him out by just 1,000 of a second. Then Kara spun. Now he's been having to play recovery the whole race and just flirting with the top 10 with Smoke up there in front of him. Smoke in the McLaren so far has done a good job, kept it fairly clean. He does have 3 seconds worth of time penalties, as you can see, so there must have been a corner cut around here or there. But nonetheless, Smoke in the points position after winning last week. So if he can finish in points after a wet race, I'd say that's a pretty job well done. However, as we said, he's flirting with dropping out of that top 10, so he's going to be very careful here.
I love the camera shots from the helicopter. Very good shot there. So we've got Kara can do, Tim.
And Kara tries to fake him out, but not able to do anything with it, just cannot get the run on him. So Smoke is going to stay in 10th for now, but he's going to have to keep his head about him. Kara in 11th. He's got to be fuming underneath that helmet because he just keeps getting a run at him. He gets a run, he gets close, but he just cannot get by him, and that's really what we've seen throughout this entire race with so many different drivers.
I mean, this is the thing about wet weather. It's all about your throttle control. It really is all about throttle control and your gear shifting. How I do in the wet weather, I think all drivers do in the wet weather, it's all about keeping short shifting and lightly on the throttle to minimize wheel spin. That's all I ever do here. Look, VXI took a big bold goal, Tim.
Trying to get up to VXI. He decided to pit for the intermediate tires. So he was the first one to pit for the intermediate tires at the beginning of the race. Looks like he's going to be the first one to pit at the end of the race. Let's see if it works out for him. The weather has lightened up just a little bit, so that might have been a good call. But we'll have to wait and see. It looks like he is gaining.
Snellweg has caught Stocksy.
So Snellweg close to Stocksy 9. Let's see if any other drivers blink for the intermediate tires once they get back around.
I'm gonna keep an eye. I'm keeping a close eye on VXI's timing screen. 1.2 seconds, 1.26. They're around about even Peggy's at the moment. 1.2, 1.2. It's around about same levels as the wets. 1.1. It's touching distance. So we got a car spun round. That's probably most likely to be for speed. It is. So right now, it's touching distance. Yeah, I think it's about intermediate time because VXI is closing in very rapidly on Shadow Lancer.
On board with VXI. There you see Shadow Lancer just getting bigger and bigger out in front of that halo on the Williams car. So now here's the question. When will the guys in front of him pit? We have 11 laps to go in this race.
Snellweg's in.
Snellweg. Yes, they are. So they are pitting for the intermediate tires now. But will VXI be able to pass them before they get out of the pits? It is going to be close. Shadow Lancer stays out. Gaming Thing stays out. So differing pit strategies. A few of them gambling on the wet weather tires here. But VXI will be able to pass a few of these drivers, at least in the pits, and he gets up to at least 7th position behind Shadow Lancer.
This is going to be really interesting now because all the drivers are thinking and guessing, is this time for inters? Right now it is because the rain is lightening up. You never know, Tim. Are we going to go back to drive maybe?
There goes VXI.
Is the track determined enough?
VXI on the inside of Shadow Lancer. Shadow Lancer lets him through. That got very dicey for a minute, though, Oliver. It got so close. VXI ducked out at the very last second. So close, I thought he was going to hit Shadow Lancer.
So VXI having one of his best races of the season so far. He looks like he's going to take the first place position whilst the top 6 pits. So right now, VXI on course for a victory as Snellweg has caught Stocksy 9 once more.
And there goes Snellweg on the inside of Stocksy 9. They're going to be battling it out hard here as they get to this very, very hard braking point. But Snellweg gets ahead of him before they get there. So moves Snellweg up to the 9th position. Stocksy 9 back to 10th.
So Snellweg on no penalties, doing very well at the moment.
Snellweg, one of about half the field of drivers that does not have a time penalty. The other half, of course, has at least 3 seconds worth. And Stocksy 9 being one of those drivers with time penalties, so he's just trying to fight for what he can get.
Look at VXI go! He's just caught gaming things already!
And around the outside goes VXI, makes it look easy. My goodness, he's a man on a mission.
And he's got to take the lead because everyone is pitting for the Inters, so VXI is going to take the lead.
So VXI might have just won this race. We have to wait and see where G-Man is going to be. G-Man is in second. How far behind? 3.6 seconds, but he's still in the pits. So who is going to get that second position here?
And look at Snellweg, he's jumped everyone into third. Snellweg's gone into third place. Wow.
So last year's champion in third place. VXI in first. G-Man in second place. Now the time penalties. That is what really matters here. The time penalties. And VXI has 9 seconds worth of time penalties.
Wow. So right now his teammate, the G-Man's going to be winning this. If VXI can create a 10-second advantage over the G-Man, that's 3 seconds to gain.
All he needs is 9.1. In fact, he doesn't even need that. All he needs is 9.001 as long as he can keep it clean. But G-Man on slightly newer intermediate tires is starting to eat away at that gap. I don't think he's going to be able to catch him and pass him outright. But after the time penalties, he will.
So,
now that's unless G-Man picks up a time penalty.
That is very true. And then there'll be Snellweg in the mix. Taito gets a penalty. So, he's all over the back of Stocksy 9 right now. Stocksy 9, but you got to admit, Tim, VXI is one of our contenders for driver of the day because he has done a masterstroke with the weather.
Most definitely. VXI having really good pit calls, and I'm not saying it's over yet, but without that time penalty, he could very much be winning and in command of this race. But with that time penalty, it's looking like it's not going to happen. But it's not over yet. We have 7 laps to go.
7 laps to go. 7 laps remaining. Is it 7 heaven? Full Snellweg in the G-Man. Because I don't think VXI is going to be winning this race. It's looking very close. But the G-Man from South Africa looks like he's sneaking to his victory here at the SFI GP4. Don't forget GP3 is tomorrow, 7:30. Join Channel Answer for that. For his commentary. Yellow flag, sector 2 is down at the chicane. Looks like it's for Simo. Looks like she is letting someone go. It is. Migrating host, I believe that's for Podge leaving. Yes, it is. So right now the gaps are pretty much evened out now, so let's have a look at VXI.
2.7 seconds between G-Man and VXI. Where has this pace come from G-Man?
Doing a very good job at the moment, isn't he?
Like, in just the matter of a lap, he is 4 seconds out of that lead.
It's unbelievable. Snellweg is a lap older tyre than the G-Man, but he's a lap younger than the VXI. It's pretty much evened out, so we just have to wait and see how that all plans out.
So if G-Man were to get a time penalty and Snellweg didn't, Snellweg may very well be looking at a win here. And actually that must have been a bit of a communication error there because the gap is now back to 6.4 seconds between VXI and G-Man. So a little bit of confusion there for us commentators up here who have to go by the live timing and scoring. And when the live timing and scoring is just a bit off, we get thrown for a loop. But G-Man 6.2 seconds behind VXI, not 2.7.
We'll have to wait and see how it all plans out in the race in the final 6 laps. It's going to be very interesting how it all plans out and it's going to be really interesting to see how it all comes out. The gaps are pretty evenly out at the moment. 6.0 now between VXI and the G-Man. Yellow flag set to 3. I think it's for someone. I think it's for a car letting someone go. It's like car is on the back of Shadow Lancer now. Looks like it's about under a second.
About 9/10 of a second separating these drivers, but it's close. Shadow Lancer, though, a good job. Not the best qualifying run, but has found himself into the points, albeit only just. But points are still points, and that's how you win Constructors' Championships.
And that's what the AlphaTauris won, really. It's that Constructors' Championship. They are the reigning Constructors' Champions going into this season.
Oh, and Shadow Lancer, a huge wiggle there. Very huge. He was able to hang on to it, thankfully for him. And it looks like there's a little bit of communication issue between him and his car and the broadcast as well, unfortunately. So that's going to pose some problems. But Kara getting even closer now. 0.6 of a second, 0.8 of a second. It's jumping around everywhere.
Bit wide there for Shadow Lancer to go through that corner. Yeah, he's lagging the light Shadow Lancer, isn't he? Oh, and he's lagged out. Oh no, he's not going to be happy about that.
And Kara goes around him. Hopefully we get Shadow Lancer back in here soon. Lap 22 of 27. It's getting down to the end of this race.
It's going to be very interesting to see how the top three is going to do. But it looks like his advantage, G-Man at the moment.
6.5 seconds between VXI and G-Man. VXI is probably praying for G-Man to pick up a couple time penalties in order to be able to still win this race.
The Snowing as well, Tim. He's in real good form now. He looks like he's really come back to his own self now, and he's now getting podiums, getting victories. Snowing is back to his old self, isn't he? After he learned those manual gears and learned no assist as well on the wheel. Looks like Snoweg is back to his old self, isn't he?
Yeah, and now Shadow Lancer is back to his car. However, not before he lost 10th position to Smoke in the McLaren. So now we'll see if Shadow Lancer can regroup and take the battle back to Smoke, or if Smoke is going to be able to walk away with a 10th place finish.
Crawley's on the back of him.
Alfa Romeo versus AlphaTauri, the battle of the Alphas, and there goes Proliver around the outside and just cuts Shadow Lancer off a little bit there. And Shadow Lancer, I think he actually let him go though. So Shadow Lancer not having the best of races.
No, not at all. But look at Snellweg, Tim. He's getting even more closer to the G-Man now. If Snell can get past the G-Man here, Tim, very soon, he can actually get a contention for his victory here.
And I think he knows that, and that's exactly what he's trying to do, is get around the G-Man and get a victory. We asked him a couple weeks ago, after he got a podium, does he think that the championship is still within reach for him? And he said, yes, it is. He can still get the championship this year. So we're just going to have to wait and see if he's able to do it. That's what he's fighting for. That is his goal. But his goal right now is to just get around that Williams.
I mean, this is unbelievable from Snellweg. He's driving super well. When did he start? I don't know where he started, but he's doing an unbelievable job in that Red Bull, doing all he can with the Captain G-Man and pass him. So he's going to be within that distance of VXI. He's doing a superb job at the moment. It's within reach. He's just got 1 minute to pass by. Then he can catch down VXI within the 9 seconds he needs to get the victory. But the G-Man is not an easy guy to pass.
So Snellweg has gained 8 positions. So if my math is correct, that puts him starting at 11 at the beginning of this race. And has been able to work his way up to 3rd.
That's unreal.
So we're going to keep the penalties on so you all can see. Stoxy 9 now with 11 seconds worth of time penalties. My goodness, so Stoxy 9 is going to be dropping back pretty far once we get to the end of this.
Snellweg 0.6 of a second now, 6.1 between SF1 G-Man and the Snellweg is right there. If Snellweg can just get by G-Man, he needs a superb exit out of these next 2 corners to actually get a chance within striking distance of the Williams.
We've seen him be strong all day. I think he's going to be able to do it. Let's see what he can do, though. We'll ride on board with him. It looks like G-Man gets a better run out of the corner, though. And he did. G-Man got a very good run out of that corner, but Snellweg will have the slipstream. But I don't think it's going to be enough. He's going to have to just keep pushing, keep fighting. Half a second separating these drivers. Snellweg is able to close the gap just a little bit. Another penalty for VXI. 12 seconds for the time penalties now. So VXI
He's definitely not winning this race.
Yeah, no hope at all for him to win this race unless G-Man and Snellweg both wreck out. Then maybe, only maybe, will he be able to win.
So this is, Tim, the battle for the lead here, but it's between these two.
That it is. G-Man, Snellweg, and Snellweg, you know he's only thinking about one thing, and that is winning this race. G-Man trying to hold Snellweg off, and so far he's doing a good job at it. Snellweg can get close, but he can't get around him. And quite frankly, he can't even get close enough to flirt with making a move. He can just get close enough to plan it.
So yeah, that's the thing. If he can get a superb traction, out of these corners, I can't even speak, out of the corners, just get the correct purchase and the correct steering input, everything needs to be perfect from here on out. But Snellweg, if he wants to get past the G-Man, but the G-Man again holding on well.
Lap 25 of 27, 3 laps to go around this racetrack. They are approaching lap traffic. Who is that just ahead of them? That looks to be Need for Speed in the Haas. He will not be a factor. So G-Man and Snellweg will both be able to get around him.
Oh, Snellweg's all over the place through that corner. That's going to give a second to the G-Man.
And Snellweg has 7 laps on his tires. G-Man has 6 laps on the tires. Now, these
pretty
intermediate
evenly
tires,
matched, isn't it?
Mostly. I feel like G-Man having slightly newer tires might be giving him a little bit of an advantage. But I think it just comes down more to the fact that Snellweg just seems to be struggling for whatever reason. Maybe he's just pushed so hard that he's just worn his tires down a little bit quicker than what G-Man has. And now Need for Speed spins off, unfortunately. So both these drivers go around him, but no damage that I can see from Need for Speed. Of course, he did not hit the wall anyway. And there you see Need for Speed, so no damage on that front wing. So we'll take a look at Snellweg and G-Man once more, because this is the battle for the lead officially, as you can see with the time penalties on the side of the leaderboard there. So 12 seconds for VXI means that unless G-Man and Snellweg just completely wreck out, that VXI will not be able to win this race.
Snellweg right now is doing everything he can. He's got his overtake mode on. He's really trying to get past the G-Man, but the G-Man again holding on strong. He's really getting these traction shows absolutely perfectly at the moment, because Snellweg is doing all he can, but the G-Man he's doing everything right at the moment to keep that Red Bull behind him. Snellweg is struggling to catch him.
And G-Man had a bit of a moment there, a little bit loose, and that let Snellweg get so very close. But now G-Man got it back under control and is pulling away once more.
This is unreal. This is so intense. And think about the championship as well, Tim. Sonic caught out. Charles is going to get no points. Gaming Face is going to take the lead of the championship. I mean, you can't ask for a better championship, could you?
No, you really could not. You know, unfortunate for Sonic Hawk having that DNF today. So that does officially put Gaming Things in the points lead as long as he's able to finish where he is. If Kara is able to jump him a couple positions, then he will not have the points lead. But of our championship runners, it is definitely Gaming Things who is running the best at the moment, unless you count Snellweg, because he certainly counts himself.
Yeah, I think so. I think Snellweg's in the championship fight. He looks like he's doing all he's doing what he needs right at the moment.
And G-Man going very
out.
wide. Oh, and that's a shame for Smoke. Not sure what happened, but the McLaren having a DNF after a fantastic win last week.
It's down to the last lap, Timmy!
And G-Man, there's something wrong with G-Man. There was something wrong with G-Man for just a brief moment. There was a communication error between him and his car. But now I think he's got it back under control. So Snellweg, 0.4 of a second behind G-Man. This is the battle for the lead. VXI is 5.7 seconds ahead of this. But time penalties are going to knock him way down. So G-Man, Snellweg battling it out for what will be the inherited lead and the inherited win. G-Man with a little bit of a moment, bobbling there. And Snellweg keeping it steady, keeping it straight, but not able to get close to G-Man. G-Man gets such a good run out of that set of corners where Snellweg just can't. This is going to be so very close between the two. Snellweg is going to have to find something. He's going to have to find another half a second worth of pace to get around G-Man. And neither of them can afford a time penalty. Neither of them can afford a mistake. They cannot afford to touch one blade of grass that this track doesn't even have on the runoff area. But it's G-Man and Snellweg still holding it off. And G-Man is pulling away. I think that's it. I think that is done. G-Man might have just won this race. We will look at VXI here in just a moment. There you see, he's in the third sector now. G-Man and Snellweg approaching the third sector at the moment. And Snellweg getting a little bit closer, but it's going to all be for naught. VXI rounding the final set of corners now. About to bypass the pit entry. He fought hard, but he's not going to be able to do anything with it. His teammate of G-Man may very well just be able to inherit a win here. But VXI, down the final straightaway, crossing the line with 12 seconds, will win. But because of the time penalty, G-Man will jump ahead of him. Yes, he will. G-Man in first, Snellweg in second. VXI looks like he's going to be able to finish in third because Stoxy 9.
No, he's not.
No, Titan Mouser goes to third. Substituting for Energy Dan, he goes to third with VXI in fourth, Bossy Gaming in fifth, and then Stoxy 9 in sixth. Otaku Logan in seventh. Kara goes to eighth in front of Gaming Things. Gaming Things drops to 10th. Gaming Things drops to 10th. Kara might be leading this championship now.
They're tied on points! You gotta be kidding me! Gaming
Is that the top three tied on points? No, it's not. No, it's Gaming Things and yeah, it is Gaming Things and Kara tied on points for the top two, and then I think Sonic Hawk, and then Shadow Lancer maybe. I don't know. Yeah, Sonic Hawk then Shadow Lancer. Shadow Lancer finished outside of the points.
Oh my word! This championship. It's going crazy.
Oh my goodness. So G-Man officially wins the French Grand Prix. Snellweg in second, Titan Mouser in third. So we got Williams, Red Bull, and Alpha Tauri.
Who's our Driver of the Day nomination's going to be? I would say one of the VXI for me.
VXI.
Snellweg for a drive.
Yeah, I'm going to go VXI, Titan, Snellweg, and Bossy Gaming. Because they just had the biggest runs of today.
I would say so.
Oh my goodness, that was insane. What a fantastic race, though.
That was a race that Murray Walker could be proud of, couldn't he?
Bossy Gaming says that he thinks he's the driver of the day.
We'll see what the public says, bro. But wow. This is a race that Murray Walker could be proud of, couldn't he? This is a race that he should be proud of.
That he should. It was a fantastic race, a miraculous race, a wonderful race. Insert the appropriate adjective here. It was intense, but now we got to talk to our top three, Oliver.
Right, yes, I've got to invite these drivers in. The kid's giving it to Snellweg for driver today, fair enough.
Logan saying that Gamey should be 7th. So not sure what's happening there, but Logan, of course, Otaku Logan, saying that there was some kind of penalty. I think he said that he was penalized and Gamey wasn't, so Gamey should be in 7th. So not sure the admins are going to have to take a look at that. But nonetheless, Otaku Logan having a very decent run in the top 10, finishing in the points. So good job to him. He had a nice battle with Gaming Things there for a while, was able to keep him behind him until Gaming Things did eventually get through. But still a points finish, so congratulations, Logan. And now, here are your official results for the Speed Force Racing GP4 Series French Grand Prix. G-Man with the win, Snellweg in second, Titan Mouser in 3rd, VXI in 4th, Bossy Gaming in 5th, Stoxy9 in 6th, Otaku Logan in 7th, Kara in 8th, 9th is Proliver, 10th is Gaming Thing, Shadowlancer in 11th, 12th is The Bear, Liverpool FC Pro in 13th, 14th is Gizlodian, Simo in 15th, Smoke in 16th, Need for Speed in 17th, 18th is Sonicon, Podge Racing in 19th, and Lewis in the 20th position. Now we'll talk to our top 3 finishers, and they're going to be ecstatic, aren't they?
Oh, on the just getting there. There we go. I've added them. It's down to them it's down to them now that they're gonna join. Well, what a race, Tim! Unbelievable! What a race that was! That was so intense in the last lap. Snellweg, the driver of his life, is our race winner. Well done, G-Man! Congratulations!
Titan Mouser joining in now.
Congratulations, Titan!
Is that his first podium? Because he was a sub today, so that is his first, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So we have a first-time podium finisher for Titan.
And here's the Snellweg! Another podium Snellweg! Right, Tim, they're all yours.
Alright, so first things first, guys, please make sure that you've allowed your voice to be shared. If you don't know how to do that, go over to the party settings, click Always Allow, and let me know when you're ready.
Ah, cool. Good as that.
Yeah.
Alright, so first things first, we will talk to our 3rd place finisher of VXI. So, VXI, or no, excuse me.
Titan.
Titan.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. The time penalties kind of mess with me there for just a little bit, so my apologies. Now, we'll talk to our 3rd place finisher of Titan, Mouser. So, Titan, you just got your first podium in GP4. You are substituting today for Energy Dan, and I'm sure that he is going to be so very proud of you. So, as we know, Energy Dan with this AlphaTauri team, him and Shadowlancer both are focused mainly on the constructor standing. So, talk about what it's like to substitute for Dan and work with Shadowlancer and still be able to walk away with a podium finish.
Yeah, my heart is beating so fast right now. It was so hard to keep up the grip. I was spinning all the time, and I wasn't even battling with the guy in front or behind me. It was just battling with the track. It was so hard.
I mean, I'm sure it is. Now, walk us through your race strategy, because we noticed that you were kind of, hanging out around top 5, give or take, but mostly, that's just where you stayed. We didn't expect you to be able to walk away with this podium. So what was it like having to constantly change from dry to intermediates to wets, then back to intermediates, and how did you really make those decisions?
It was all about timing. When the track cleared up, I was just in front of the pit lane and could have gone in the pit lane right when it cleared up.
So, how was the track conditions out there when it got to full wet? So, was it really, really treacherous out there? Was the lines really invisible to see?
Yeah, the spray was so... It was hard to see. The spray was so big, and... yeah... How do I call that? I think the full speed corner after the chicane, I spun there 2 times almost, because yeah, you can't see the race line.
Yeah, the racing line is invisible when it comes to full wet. Trust me, I tried it. It's not a nice feeling.
Yeah. No, it was a really good race. I didn't expect to be P3, but I loved the race. It was so hard, but really good performance.
How much does this podium mean to you then, Titan?
Yeah, it's really good, but I'm not celebrating so much because of Murray Walker. This was really for him, and I think that means for Snellweg and Seth1 too.
I mean, what's your thoughts going to Austria then?
Austria, it's really easy track actually, but I think the third corner, the hairpin, is really hard with the exit. So I'm gonna keep training for that. Hope to get a podium with that too.
And what's it like working with Shadow?
So can you repeat that?
What was it like working with Shadow Lancer?
Yeah, really great. We what was his finishing place?
He finished outside the points, buddy. I think he finished 12th.
Yeah, he fought hard for it. He's a really good driver, a really nice teammate. Yeah, he's really good.
GG, Titan. That was a good drive, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Titan on your first podium. Now we will talk to our second place finisher of Snellweg. So, Snellweg, you...
Back up! Guess who's back? Back again!
Yes, that exactly. So, Snellweg, you're back at the podium once again, and you're showing each and every week why you're still very much a title contender for this season. So, walk us through your race and how you're feeling about your championship hopes. We don't know where you're gonna line up after this race as far as the standings go, but just tell us about how it's went and how you're feeling.
Yeah, it feels great, honestly. Like, I qualified 11th, so I was thinking I could go in the mediums and stretch it out a bit till the rain came, but it was already there when we got on the track, so that was a bit unfortunate. But we, like after 6 laps or something, we went to the Inters, and yeah, from there on out it was just full on focus. It was it's such a hard track, especially with the right turn after the back straight. Just it was really careful the whole race. And then at the end, G-Man, crazy. Yeah, it was so intense. It was unbelievable.
So
But he was just able to keep ahead of me. So GG to him. For the championship, I think I'm definitely back now with a lot of my opponents not scoring or scoring a bit low points today. So it feels great, man.
So does this mean then, Tim, we're going to have a 6-driver fight for the championship, for Christ's sake?
Maybe so. Like, what do you think was holding you back from being able to pass G-Man?
I was too fast. I tried everything. I was super low on my ERS and my fuel, but he was just too fast today, so GG's to him.
I mean, what was it like driving out there in the wet? Same question was Titan. What was it like driving out there in the full wet in France? Was it super difficult out there today?
Yeah, impossible. So many traction zones, so many corners where you normally already don't have that much traction in the dry at France. So now with full wet conditions, it was it was crazy. But I'm happy I could keep it on track. Didn't get any penalties. So really happy.
What about the next track? I bet you're really looking forward to the Red Bull Ring, aren't you? Red Bull's home circuit, you got to do them proud.
That's my circuit indeed. Last year I won there, so looking to do the same this year.
Are you in the right car for it as well? It's the Red Bull Ring. You got to make them proud, mate.
I have to do it.
What about your championship hopes, man? Do you really think? Yes, you that sound like you're super confident championship fight. Are you really up for it?
Yeah, I'm all for it, man. It's like crazy with 6 people. I've never experienced this like this. So intense every race. Like 6 people that just can win the championship. It's crazy to think about.
GG, Snell.
Thanks.
So now to talk to our winner in the Williams. It is G-Man. Just what? I mean, you were so fast today, and your teammate crossed the line first. But because of time penalties, you were able to jump him. When did you know that you would be able to win this race because of the time penalties?
Mate, it was intense. I actually got my first warning on the first corner of the first lap, so that sucked. So just to keep it on the track was quite difficult. But when I saw him, I think he got from 9 seconds he went to 12 or 11. I'm not sure, from 8 to 11. Then I knew I don't have to battle him anymore. I can just stay behind him and just keep my pace and worry about my own race.
So going into this race, did you feel like you had a good enough car and a good enough strategy to be able to win? Or did it just kind of come to you during the race to where you realized, hey, I can do this?
I had a wet race on Sunday, not on France, but on Spain. So it was a wet quali and a wet race. So I think that helped me a lot. But yeah, I was actually surprised to finish or to be in the top 5 after qualifying session, because I know the championship battle is insane. And I saw Sonic on softs out, and I also actually wanted to try to go on the mediums. And then luckily I went out on softs, and it started to rain on the formation lap. So unlucky for him, and I don't know what happened there with his crash. As I came out of the main straight, he came out of the pit, and then on that long back straight, I just saw him on my left or right side, and he just disappeared, and it was a virtual safety car. So unlucky, but I'm quite happy with the results. Didn't expect it, but yeah, I don't know where Snellweg got his pace from, because he was like 4 seconds behind me, and then all of a sudden it was like on my ass. So, sorry for that. He was on my rear, and it was just insane to keep him off me. So that was the main focus.
I mean, tell us through that, G, man. How does it feel having a GP4 reigning champion on your backside for the final, was it 10 laps or so?
I'm so wet. Here where I said I'm so full of sweat. I'm gonna take a shower now. It was the most intense. Like Singapore, I know Singapore is one of the. I enjoy Singapore a lot because it's so much concentration going into that race. But this was the biggest, like, full on scent mode from lap 20. So yeah, it was intense, but well done to him. Unfortunately, or lucky for me, I kept it in, but the second last lap on the last corner, I thought, nah, I'm gonna lose it, and luckily I didn't lose it. So yeah, it was intense. Oh well, I never want to do that over again.
How about Austria coming up, bro?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm just happy to get a full-time seat in GP4 now. It's my first race as a full-time driver.
Oh my word, really?
Yeah, I was reserved, so hopefully, I know the guys are quite far ahead. I think I'm going to be on 35 points now, 37 points. So I'm going to try to make it. I'm very comfortable with Austria. It's an amazing track, so I'll try to beat the Red Bull on his home turf.
So you're going to try to take on Snellweg for the next race, are you?
I need to. If I finish in the top 10, I'm happy. So anything above that is a blessing at the end of the day. So we just enjoy it. That's the main thing. We just enjoy it.
Good GG's, bro.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Congratulations, G-Man, on your win. Congratulations to all our podium finishers. And thank you for all the drivers who raced with us here today. Thank you to everyone who watched the stream. And I guess that's just all that we have time for. So until next time, good evening, good morning, good day, good night, wherever you are in the world. Have fun, and goodbye.